Okay, United 1399 is 7 miles from Carrot, flighting 010. Maintain 4000 until established on localizer. Cleared ILS runway 3 approach. Actually, it should be 4100.
Maintain 4,000 until established on the localizer.
Ground, radio
Last
check.
assigned was
Cleared
6000.
ILS, runway 3 approach, United 1399.
1398, roger. And amend your altitude, maintain 4100. 4100 until established.
I copy 4,100 until established, United 1399.
Flight is 7 Bravo Charlie. Contact Albuquerque Center 134.32.
134.32, Pilatus 817 Bravo Charlie. Albuquerque Center, Pilatus 817 Bravo Charlie, good evening. 16,000 for flight level 210.
Great, 17 Bravo Charlie, Albuquerque Center, roger. Climb and maintain flight level 220.
Up to 220, 817 Bravo Charlie.
Okay, guys, it should be back up right now. I really don't know what happened there, but something glitched with the internet, that's for sure. So hopefully we're back. At the same time, too, which I find curious, is I've
Haley
lost
Ground, radio check.
access to the PilotEdge TeamSpeak. Calling Haley Ground loud and clear. Lost access to the PilotEdge TeamSpeak for some reason, so not sure. Something that's weird, though, that all happened at the same time. So, but yeah, I managed to lose connection to the scope as well as to the stream. So I'm not really sure what happened there. But Geneva and I are just talking, and she said she also lost TeamSpeak as well, so something is going on. I did 1399 contact Spokane Tower 118.3.
Spokane Tower 118.3, United 1399.
Haley Ground, radio check.
Calling Haley Ground loud and clear.
Spokane Tower, United 1399, localizer, runway 3.
I did 1399 Spokane Tower runway 3, clear to land, wind 020 at 4.
Runway 3, clear land, United 1399.
Haley Ground, radio check.
Oh my God. Third time calling Haley Ground loud and clear. How do you read my transmissions?
This time I read you loud and clear. Apologies for that. I've just got a brand new headset and I'm just trying to figure it out. And it's got a chat and an audio, and there's 2 settings in PilotEdge. So sorry for that, but thank you.
Or T Bravo Hotel, roger, thanks. Yeah, you're loud and clear. Really need to set something up too where people can test their radios without having to cut into ATC. I understand that's a huge issue down in ZLA, more so than it is up here. What's up, Tony? How's it going, man? Fly Purdue, thanks for the host, man. Appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are able to hear me at this point in time. I'm not sure what happened. I find it extremely odd that I lost connection to 3 different things with the internet simultaneously. However, everything appears to be back up and working now, except for the TeamSpeak server with PilotEdge, which Geneva and I are presently talking about troubleshooting. So let's see. And again, this seems to be, instead of Murphy's Law, it's AJ's Law. It's like when something will go wrong, it definitely will go wrong. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong, and it will always go wrong at the wrong time. United 1399, exit left, taxi via Alpha to the terminal ramp, monitor ground point 9er.
Alpha to the terminal and monitor ground point 9er, United 1399, we'll see you.
Yep. Skyek 266A intentions.
266, we're done for the day. We'll taxi to the FPO.
Skyek 266, taxi via Delta Lima, across runway 12 at taxiway, actually, correction, Delta 3 in Lima, cross runway 12 at taxiway Delta 3.
Delta 3 Lima to the ramp, cross 12 at Delta 3, Cessna 266.
What's up, Tony? How's it going? Well, we were just talking about that before before I was abruptly disconnected from the stream here. Yeah, I guess the recordings are down from earlier today. 1 o'clock and on, I guess, is only available, so I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to hear. But yeah, the first 2 hours that I worked today were nothing short of almost want to tear your hair out. So just to give you an idea, it was bad. It was really bad. Marcus and I have written up more deviation reports than neither of us care to count today. And yeah, it's just, I'm hoping that the rest of the evening is not going to be like that was, because that was actually quite a bad way to start out 8 hours worth of working. So it was not good. So the recordings pretty much tell all, but Zodius was just saying that I guess they're down. Some of them are down. Maybe that's intentional too. I'm not really sure. Because believe me, it doesn't do anyone any favors listening to those recordings. You're not going to learn anything positive from listening to the recordings. They're just more there for the entertainment value at this point. One of the really big ones that I notice gets missed, like people tend to do pretty well for the most part with the whole descend vias, but one of the big ones, and this happened earlier today too, is this bodega arrival into San Francisco. This one here, it just for some reason either people just never read the chart or they just don't. I don't know what they're doing wrong, but something with the flight management computer, they have it programmed to just start going like directly to the ILS approach for 28 left usually at San Francisco. So instead of flying the published track, it's like a 140 track off
November
of Brick.
232 Whiskey Papa would like to cancel flight following.
Number 2 Whiskey Pop, Roger. Radar service terminated. Squawk and maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Kind of figured he disappeared already because he looked
Squawk
like he did
VFR
a punch and go
232
somewhere.
Whiskey Papa.
Didn't say anything to us about that either. Regardless, but anyway, so yeah, this bodega arrival. Bottom altitude is 11,000. People always violate that. It happens so much, and then everyone seems to miss that 140 track, like off of Bricks. So I can only interpret that as that people are not looking at the chart. I mean, that's really the only thing I can actually think. They're programming in like instantly, like the ILS approach to 28 left. So it's like a lot of people will just track outbound like this way, and they'll start descending immediately. As soon as they reach Bricks, they'll just start going down to whatever altitude they want to go down to. So it's like that was an issue today earlier. But I've noticed that a lot. Like I have to watch people on the bodega arrival like a hawk. And I don't understand why it's that particular descend via arrival that seems to like get everyone tripped up for some reason. It's kind of strange. That was one of the various problems that occurred earlier today. Just one, just a very small part. And just like that, there's like no traffic either too. It's like I shut up. Marcus had almost everything under control for the most part, but we lost somebody on radar. As soon as we get 7 Bravo Charlie switched over to LA here, that's going to be it for a little bit. It looks like. Don't seem to have any arrivals inbound. Let's see. Yeah, not much going on now. Generally speaking, this hour and the next hour are usually there's something going on. So I don't know. I guess we'll give it a few minutes here. We'll see what happens. Still looks like our TeamSpeak server is down. I guess I can look into this. And I'm not sure if maybe, I guess the other thing that I'm a little concerned about too is the weather conditions on the East Coast as well. So I'm not really sure what's heading their way from the system that just hit us a couple days ago. Could very well have something to do with that. Somehow that would seem to make sense too. Geez, the Northeast is getting slammed again. That's awesome. Plattus 7 Bravo Charlie, contact LA Center 126.35. So long.
126.35, 817 Bravo Charlie, good day.
All right, that's it now. So I guess we're just waiting for people at this point. Working on a project of yours, an approach plate? Oh, really? Cool. So what I'm going to do is actually go see what recordings are on the website right now. Just for my own informational purposes. Let's see. ATC recordings. Oh yeah, it's all down before 1300. 1300 west. Even ZLA too. Okay, so something must have gone south with the recording equipment too. Yeah, the 12 o'clock hour was pretty bad. 1300 can tell you too is definitely. You'll get it real quick. You'll understand why sometimes I get quite frustrated. Yeah, there's nobody right now. Like I said, something just happened, Coffee, like a few minutes ago. I lost connection to a couple things with PilotEdge as well as with my stream for some reason. I'm not sure where like my stream is connecting to, but it's funny how all of that happened simultaneously, and I also happened to lose connection to the TeamSpeak. So I almost I'm wondering if maybe there's a problem with people connecting or something right now too, because I lost another guy too, a pilot disconnected just a little bit south of Portland. So it's kind of funny how all of that almost coincided together. So I'm not really sure if maybe there's like some sort of a DNS server split occurring or something with the weather that's going through the east. It could be something simple like that. I really don't know. I'm not, totally educated on how the global interaction connections with the internet work and stuff, but I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it's something silly like that. Somebody filed into Albuquerque here. This is out of Vegas. Okay, so power's down at the office. We can coordinate via Discord, but there's only one PilotEdge channel, right? I think that's a public use channel too, which is probably not going to be the greatest place to go and do coordination. Let's see. Yeah, there's just like a bunch of stuff there. So, okay, well, we might be using text to coordinate for the rest of the night. That's going to be exciting. Cool. Yep. So Murphy's Law pretty much is added again. Doesn't look like anything like connection-wise for pilots should be impacted by that, but our back-end stuff looks like it's going to be down, I guess, for a little while. So yeah, this is pretty much just a waiting game at this point. I definitely did not expect it to just die like it did, but that's what just happened. So I don't know. That's cool, I guess. So I came on and everyone left simultaneously. Yeah, I guess in a nutshell, if you want to simplify it to that, I guess maybe that's yeah, maybe I'm the reason. I don't know. I mean, if you go back and listen to the recordings from earlier, I definitely was not having it. But I mean, it's not you guys that were creating that problem at all. It's like I said, there was some other people, but yeah, it was the 2 hours from earlier today. Man, I'm telling you, like it was bad. It's not the way that I ever want to start working longer days on here like that. That is just never good. So it kind of sets the mood for the day, and it's like I don't want to be negative like that. That's not how I want to be, but it just kind of set up that way. I'm hoping that our comments, because Marcus too, he had to deal with the fallout of some of the same guys that I was working with. Marcus too, he wrote up a ton of deviation reports on people, and it's we have to get like more of a funnel in place to get these guys pointed into the direction of going through the training program, because it's going to be better off for them in the long run and also for us, since everyone's going to have a better understanding of what's going on. Because you could just tell that some of these guys were so far behind the airplane that telling them to do anything was just like the automation was ahead of them tenfold. So it was not good. Yeah. So just not a good Wednesday. And it's like Marcus was saying, it was like quiet all the way up until I started. As soon as I get on, everybody shows up. That the learning crew shows up. The newbies show up. So, and actually, what's even worse is some of these guys that are flying, they're definitely not newbies. They have been around for quite some time, and I don't know what happened. It's like they were showing signs of progression, and then all of a sudden today, that just turned around and did a complete 180. So. All we can do is hope that our notes and stuff, and then the recordings will, I guess, help to pointing some of these pilots towards ways they can improve. So whether that's through the CAT programs or whatever else management sees fit. So. So yeah, just a couple guys connected right now. I'm just looking at the map here on the right. A couple guys connected up near Seattle. We had one dude cancel on us with a flight following. He's, excuse me, I guess up in Friday Harbor. We do have someone filed to Albuquerque out of Vegas. It's going to be probably at least another half an hour before I talk to them, maybe longer, depending on how quickly they get taxiing. So yeah, I mean, I don't really want to, you guys can listen to the recordings for yourself. I'm not gonna pull that up on stream. As much as it would probably be entertaining, it's probably just not appropriate. So, but yeah, it doesn't draw good light, that's for sure. And we've talked about this before. It's just, it's every once and again we get these days where it's just like all the people that need help show up at once, and it wreaks havoc for a period of time. It'll probably be better tonight. I wouldn't be surprised at all. It'll probably mellow out and be much smoother tonight. I hate when it's slow like this too, because it's just it makes the time go by really, really slow. My second concern is, and I guess I should probably keep my phone close by, is my second concern is that I don't know who's supposed to be working the shift that I have that's coming up in an hour and a little over an hour, because I'm almost thinking that that might be a problem if they're without power at the office. Yep, kind of figured, so I might be working for the rest of the night. That's okay. So if that's got to be the case, so yeah, there's a shift in the middle that no one's scheduled for, and I was just concerned about that. So of course the email just came out from Keith and Peter stating that they are without power. Both of them are without power. So I guess that shift's going to be open, which means I'll probably be on here for the rest of the night then. So I guess we can just we can keep the stream going for a little bit. Seems like everything kind of just went south at once there. That's pretty typical that would happen. So. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but that sucks. Not ideal for me to be working straight through, but I guess if we have to do it, we have to do it. So. Just checking what's open tonight. Yeah, that's the one that they're looking for. This weekend too. Freaking schedule is wide open. It's like I can't do anything on Saturday. My hands are totally tied up on Saturday. Pool tournament. Going to fly San Jose to Burbank soon. Okay, sounds good. Packing up for a move tomorrow. Okay, copy. Cool. All right, well, let me change this up. I guess I can talk a little bit about some of the issues that occurred today. I'm trying to think of like the most pertinent ones. Oh yeah, we had a guy call for taxi at Fresno earlier and did not start taxiing after he was given taxi instructions. He's contacted 3 times about it, like, hey, just verify your taxiing, and nothing. And finally, it's like, I guess Marcus was the one to have to say something to the guy. He's like, dude, it's like you were given taxi over 10 minutes ago and you're still not moving. Like, this is not acceptable. Like, that habit needs to stop. I don't even know how we're going to do it. Sort of like we need to like release, I guess, more email. Like, I wish we still did the tips from controllers and the newsletter. Like, I don't know why we stopped all that. The newsletter I thought was a really good thing, and if we had a way to like release that information and let pilots know on a mass level scale, because I know not everyone uses the streams, but like, hey, don't call for taxi until you're actually ready to taxi. The other problem I was having this morning with people was them calling for taxi buried way back in the non-movement areas. And it's like, dude, I can't give you taxi like through the ramps that you're moving through because there's no information on that stuff. Like, you need to come up to a non-movement area, short of like a taxiway, an active taxiway, and call us for taxi. Don't expect us to be able to navigate you through areas that, we can't see what's there. So that was another issue today. I had somebody call me up for taxi that was already holding short of a runway. That was super entertaining. I'm not sure if that's in the 1 o'clock recording or not. They actually called me for taxi, and he was holding short of a runway. And, I mean, the only term that came to mind there was PEBCAC. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. I mean, how is it that even happens? I don't understand how you can't realize that, like, where you're located on the airport and that you're already holding short of a runway. So that's like one of those going pro next week comments right there. But yeah, the bodega arrival, that was not good. Again, that seems to happen a lot. It's not just that's a more regular occurrence than I care to see. Is people descending on the bodega arrival, they hit bricks. They either don't fly the published heading or they don't maintain 11,000. They just start descending, and they go off on some weird heading. And it's just like, I can only think that there's got to be an issue with people not checking the chart, or they're just over trusting the automation of the aircraft. Marcus just said to me before I started the stream, he's like, the key problem he's noticed today with so many people is just over reliance on automation. That's, the planes are way ahead of them. They're not paying attention to, what's programmed. Just, those types of issues, over reliance on automation. Picnic, there you go. Yeah, problem in chair, not in computer. I've always called it PEBCAC. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. So, yeah, that was another issue. I had another guy landing in an airport up near Seattle. He called up, 30 miles or so outside of the airport for flight following, and wanted a Bravo transition, and I was like, it just makes no sense at your altitude and where you are in relation to your destination to ever you don't even require a Bravo transition at all. Like, I was trying to figure out how in his mind he was thinking he needed to transit the Bravo to where he was going. I was like, it just doesn't make sense. And I'm like, you probably wouldn't get one there either because it's right in the middle of the departure corridor for Seattle. And anyways, he ends up getting the field insight. I switch him to tower, probably about 8 to 10 miles out, pretty typical point. And, we get him the right downwind entry for one of the runways he was, looking at. And he ends up flying directly into the departure corridor, like for the airport, just right at the runways that they're departing, instead of, maneuvering over to enter the right downwind. So I was definitely not happy about that. And it was just one problem after another. It was just literally one person screwed something else up, and then 10 seconds later, someone else screwed something else up, and then 10 seconds later, someone else was screwing this up. And it's just like, when you have to constantly babysit like that, that really makes our job very challenging. And yeah, you can expect, mean Marcus to come out there, and you can also expect a very frustrated AJ on frequency. So that's definitely going to cause some some headache. So, my endpoint, and this is what I wrote to management today. I said my endpoint with this is just that with all the issues that occurred, I told management, I said, listen to the recordings, you'll hear exactly where the problems were. And it's like my endpoint is just that we need a better way to funnel people that are flying in the West into some aspect of like, here's where you can go to positively learn about how to be a functioning entity on the network. Here's where you need to go. Like, whether or not we have some sort of a training system in place in the West, or before people sign up for the West, even just having something there that says, hey, if you're unfamiliar, with this, this, and this, you should probably look at going through the CAT rating system first, and then you can make a request to switch over to the Western U.S. once you get through the CAT rating. Something like that. We should have a funnel, though, that makes it easier for people going onto the PilotEdge website to see that information, and then it just puts them where they need to start out. Like, it's very easy. So, and it's like we found a way to do that, and I think that's one of the key things that would help resolve some of the issues that we experienced earlier today. And that was a lot of it today. There was a lot of FMC over reliance on the computer to fly the plane, and this also, again, this comes into, I think, a lack of training of how to use the automation. Marcus was saying that. That's like probably the best way to put that. Is just over reliance on it, not knowing how to back up by looking up, look at the charts, make sure that the plane is going to do what the charts say you should do. That's a big thing. So I'm trying to think what else came up today. A bunch of altitude violations, some standard stuff. People not reading back their call signs with runway assignments, not reading back their call sign with frequency changes, things like that. Just, when you throw that in on top of everything else that was going wrong, that really is enough to just make a controller's blood boil. It really is. So it's like, there was like one person I had flying that was on like a cross country or cross like area segment that I'm sure he was listening to the whole thing, and he was like totally not causing any issues at all. He was like the only guy. So Coffee's like, I think that, like me, PilotEdge attracts people who want to learn to be actual pilots, not just learn ATC. Cat and I ratings expose what you don't know about being a pilot in addition to ATC communications. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Not knowing how to like take over to fly the plane manually when things start going south. See, that was like another issue today as well. So I don't know. Like I said, and everything just presented itself at once. So that made those earlier shifts today quite challenging just because of that. It wasn't like you're just dealing with one person at a time who needs a little extra help. It was everybody. Every single person that was flying was like they were in need of. They were basically in need of somebody like in the cockpit with them that was experienced. So, it's like when we have to start sitting here and playing flight instructor, believe me, I'm the last person that can even really do that for anybody. I never had an interest in being a flight instructor, and number two, I just don't even have the experience in flying some of these aircraft. As some of our controllers do. Some of our controllers do have a lot of knowledge about some of these planes and some of the FMCs and stuff. I don't even have that. So I can't even begin to help you guys if you start having an issue with something in the plane, and people start asking questions on frequency like that. It's like nope, I can't even help you, dude. It's like this is where it's like you almost need like a flight instructor available. So because it's beyond my level of comprehension too. So it's like, I know how to do the controlling. Hello, I'm the controller here. I can't help you fly the plane though. I'm not sitting in the cockpit with you. As much as people like to use the term "with you." Sorry, I'm not with you. Maybe I should start responding to people that say "with you" like that. Say, sorry, I'm not with you, but I'm here on the other end of the line. Yeah, coffee, and sometimes that's the best way to start. To be honest with you, is like not having any knowledge, because if you go up through the CAT system and stuff, it should teach you enough to be able to to get by, and at least in function. But it's like I think like some of what's going on, especially in the West too, at least so I've tended to notice, is that some of the people that are coming over like from VATSIM and stuff, I mean they're so into the VATSIM habits of how they've been doing things, and a lot of the time VATSIM really has instilled a lot of very bad habits in pilots, especially like IFR habits, and it's not good. So it's like trying to re-teach someone how to do something that they've been doing wrong for years on end on a freeware network. You're never gonna get anywhere positive with that. It's almost harder to do that than it is to go from knowing nothing. And I mean, I see it all the time. My friends send me messages on Facebook, of like little clips of like ATC stuff on VATSIM, and interactions with pilots and private messages and stuff, and just like, oh, I've been doing this for 8 years on VATSIM. Don't tell me I'm doing something wrong. And it's like, dude, I hate to break it to you, but you've been doing it wrong for 8 years. It's like, it's so hard to tell somebody that though too. How come no controllers have told me that I'm not doing it right? I'm like, because unfortunately, the controllers don't know any better than themselves. So it's like you have a case of the blind leading the blind. So it's not good for anybody. I see you there, Jambo. Should we do the special beacon code, if I actually remember it correctly? If that was the correct one or not. Or was it, well, maybe that's not it. Oh, yeah, I got it. Never mind. Putting the wrong code in. Okay. So anyways, yeah, like I said, guys, the plan is to do, I'm going to be working the rest of this week because I ended up needing some coverage on Monday for some shifts. So typically, where the end of my week would usually be pretty mundane, we're going to end up doing some extra PilotEdge work on Thursday and Friday this week, and it looks like tonight too, even for that matter. So, but the plan is to do a VATSIM stream on Friday night. It's not going to be a very long stream because I've got to be up really early on Saturday for this pool tournament. So, I definitely don't anticipate running it more than a few hours, maybe 4 hours. Hey, what's up, Patrick? Thanks for the bits, dude. Appreciate it. What's up? Where did you get your mic? Microphone, we can, I think I have a headset thing here. Here's the headset. Yeah, this is made by Plantronics, Patrick, the Star Set here. It's actually been around for years. The Star Set's been around for a really long time. And it's not so much that pilots use this stuff. Pilots have similar, like, earpiece things that they use. I don't know who makes, like, a lot of those that pilots use noise canceling ones and stuff, and custom fit earbuds and all that. Like I have one too for my headset. I just don't use it all that much. But the Plantronics stuff has been in use by the FAA for years. They've had like a contract with the FAA for supplying all of their communications equipment. So yeah, this is the same headset. I can plug this into an actual headset too with the quick disconnect feature. I just need to change it to a two-prong adapter, which is what they would use at facilities around the nation. But it's pretty much the exact same thing that controllers would be using, similar headsets to this anyways. I just think it takes a special breed coffee for for some of the training atmospheres. I've talked to real world controllers too. A friend of mine, he recently just left Grand Forks. He was up here for a little over 4 years. He was a controller out at the airbase. He said that it was for him. It was quite an eye-opening experience. He's controlled at many different places around the world, and coming here to Grand Forks with the intensive level of flight training that occurs at UND is really, it takes a special breed. He knew controllers that they did very well in other places that came into Grand Forks that just couldn't cut it because it was just literally too much with the flight training for them. It was pretty much too overwhelming. So I almost wonder myself like how when I do go back down to ZLA to see like about getting recertified down there, I do wonder how I'm gonna fare as well because honestly for me, it's I do need a dose of professionalism here and there in order to keep my sanity. So I'm not sure. I guess we're going to see how it all works out in the coming months when they finally have the ability to start looking at training me down there. But all the flight training, the intensive level of flight training and stuff, even in reality for some people, it's just too much. So for him too, he definitely, you could tell like he was super happy to be off of work when he was off of work. So that guy was always like, yeah, he's like, I enjoy my time off. He's like, I think he moved to like Turkey or something now. I think he's like out somewhere over there doing some stuff, but he was definitely excited to be done with this chapter.
San Francisco clearance, Alaska 1896, looking to pick up our clearance to Vegas.
Alaska 1896, San Francisco clearance. Good evening. Clear to Las Vegas Airport, stick 3 departure, Intel transition. Then is filed. Climb via the SID, except maintain a 10,000. Squawk 2655.
Alright, we're cleared to Vegas, stick 3, Intel transition, then is filed. Climb via the SID, accept 10,000, and squawk 2655 for Alaska 1896.
Alaska 1896, readback correct. Amendment to your initial altitude as well. Maintain 3,000 on departure. Expect runway 28 left for departure.
Alright, we'll go up to 3,000. We'll expect 28 left for Alaska 1896.
Alaska 1896, readback correct. Not using the ones right now. There's too much of a tailwind.
And San Fran clearance, Alaska 1896.
Alaska 1896, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't see the stick 3 off at 28 left, so is it just vectors to Intel from departure?
I'm sorry, it should be the Wesla 3 departure. So, sorry, reprogram Wesla 3 departure, Intel transition, and then climb via the SID, except maintain 3,000. Forgot
okay,
that
we'll
doesn't
change
have a
it over to
2-8
Wesla,
transition.
and Will climb be the 6 up 3000, Alaska 1896.
The truck and departure has both the WESLA and sticker for individual runways. Alaska 1896, Roger. Readback, correct. And actually, I think WESLA is just maintain 3000 or top altitude. Yeah, climb via SID, top altitude's 3. Which I really don't understand why the top altitude is so low on the 28 departures. I know I've talked about that before. I can't seem to understand why it is that that's so low. Like the arrivals dump in overhead at 11. Why would you just not clear people up to 10 or even 9? But for some reason or another, that's what they do. And again, part of this probably comes into also limited knowledge of NorCal in general, total operations of NorCal. Hey, Jay Falcon, how's it going, man? It's pretty slow right now. Just found out that Peter and Keith lost power,
Alaska,
so that's not good.
is IFR to Burbank.
Alaska 3494 San Jose clearance, good evening. Clear to Burbank Airport, Techie 3 departure eBay transition. That is filed. Climb via the SID, except maintain 5000. Squawk 5150. That's just for you, dude.
Alaska 3494 is clear to Burbank via the Techie 3 eBay transition. Climb via the SID, except maintain 5000. Squawk 5150.
Alaska 3494, readback, correct? Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. Yeah, we have one guy on vacation right now, I think. Well, technically 2. I guess technically 2. One is not really a vacation, though. So one is for personal reasons. Yeah, so it's not good. I think I'm just going to end up working the rest of the night tonight, honestly, which, I mean, I'm up now. I'm here. It's not a big deal. So that's cool. All good. And honestly, I mean, I need to make up the time anyways. Keith helped me out. So did Peter. They both helped me out tremendously on Monday with some issues I had come up here. And then, so I mean, anyways, I got to work, later this week anyhow. I got more shifts than normal tomorrow, more shifts than normal on Friday. So, yeah, usually today being like the last major work day of the work week for me is just the beginning still. So, just the beginning. Yeah, there's still a lot of open time. Oh, Marcus is off too, isn't he? Yeah, he's off tomorrow. He's off Friday. And he's off Saturday and Sunday. I don't know what Marcus is up to. Wasn't paying too closely attention to his stream. I'm not sure if he said he had something planned. He's off for 6 days. Okay, nice. So he's off till what, Tuesday then? Yeah, I'm working. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hours tomorrow. At least 5 on Friday. Saturday right now, I can't really touch Saturday just because of my pool tournament. Back Wednesday, spring break. Okay, yeah, that's right. I forgot. It's already that time of year. I guess that means I think our spring break is coming up here probably the week after next. I guess ours should be probably the 19th through the 23rd up here. Not that I have spring break anymore. It's pretty much non-existent for me. So, before I forget this though, too, I need to. Sorry, I need to get back to these guys about an email that they sent me here. So.
San Francisco ground, Alaska 1896, ready to taxi 28 left.
Alaska 1896, San Francisco ground, runway 28 left, taxi via Alpha, Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot, cross runway 1 left and runway 1 right at Foxtrot 1.
Alright, Alpha 1, Foxtrot, cross runway 28 left and 28 right at Foxtrot 1 for Alaska 1896.
Alaska 1896, cross runway 1 left and runway 1 right at Foxtrot 1.
Sorry about that. 1 left, 1 right, Foxtrot 1, 1896.
Yeah, that's really not good. So, what Peter just sent to us here, he just said that power's down through most of the state, I guess, and they're not expecting it to be up for days. We're not talking about hours, we're talking about days here, so that's really not good. I don't know how that's going to impact things on the schedule tomorrow. But yeah, that's not good at all. I shouldn't really be laughing. Really, it's not funny. This is actually pretty serious. So. J Falcon. You only get spring break back if you have kids. Yeah, I don't. Hey, did I screw up the departure frequency last night? I don't know. Did you? Oh yeah, that was when you came out of Portland, right? No, I think I gave you the wrong frequency, man. A lot of that was for me. It was just seriously, it was like overly exhausted. I had not slept well the night before. I was up way earlier than I wanted to be, especially working the hours that I did yesterday. So I'm pretty sure I transposed the frequency. I think the first time I missed your readback or something, because I think I gave it to you correctly the first time, 1842. And then I think you read back 18.4. You went to 18.4, which was not anything near Portland, so we couldn't pick you up. Came back to the tower. Then I think I accidentally gave you 1857, which is our Denver South Center frequency. And again, there's no way we would have reached you there too, because again, you're just too far away from it. And then when we came back the third time, we got it right, 1842. So I think that's what happened. I think it was just we missed the second digit after the 4, which was actually really my biggest problem yesterday, was people missing the last digit of frequencies that ended in 2 digits after the decimal. So, like, I would tell people, contact Denver Center 118.57, and they'd come back and go, oh, Roger, Denver Center 18.5. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm cutting out, but I went back and listened to the recordings, and I'm pretty sure that I was pretty clear. Like, I didn't catch anything cutting off, so I'm not sure like how that was getting missed so much yesterday. But especially yesterday morning, when I worked, I had people just like reading back the frequencies. They were missing the second decimal or the second digit after the decimal, like all the time. So. All right, so we got a couple departures coming up here. Somebody's taxiing out to 28 left San Francisco. We've got one on the ground at San Jose. Still a little slow, but a couple guys coming up here in a couple minutes, guys. I wonder if anybody's talking about this on the news, whatever's going on out east here. I know it's the weather, but... Oh, dude, I can keep going. Sense of humor with things. It's just I don't know how. I have to be careful about crossing the lines. So, because I mean, if you've ever been into a real-world air traffic control facility before, honestly, dude, they're always cracking jokes and stuff, and there's always super inappropriate things that are being said. And believe me, we do the same things behind the scenes. We just don't talk about it on stream, so because it'd be too exposed. So, but yeah, there's a lot of funny things that we've got going around inside, jokes and stuff like that. But that's just the nature of the beast, nature of the business. Killing 1738, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the frequency. I'm sure you talk about all of us. I mean,
San Francisco Tower,
it's all in good fun.
Alaska 1896 coming up to 28 left at Foxtrot.
And I'm sure you guys, we know the groups of pilots talk about us too. We know what's going on. So, Alaska 1896, San Francisco Tower, wind 210 at 11, runway 28 left, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 28 left, Alaska 1896.
We all, even amongst ourselves too, internally, like we poke fun at each other as well. That's very typical for that to happen, honestly. I mean, we all have little habits, little things that we do that other controllers, it bothers them to a slight extent sometimes, or certain things that we do or don't do that bother somebody else. And yeah, it's just how it works. Aviation in general, there's so many type A personalities. Everyone's floating around. They're gonna find a way to break you, find something that cracks you, gets underneath your skin. And I mean, yeah, they do it all the time. So it happens. It's pretty regular occurrence. It just depends like how you handle it, I suppose. Okay. Shoot. Well, not really hoping that that was going to happen, but apparently that just did. All right, so I guess Marcus is taking the next hour then. I actually didn't notice that he did that already. But for me, it actually doesn't matter. Alaska 1896, contact NorCal departure.
Over to departure 1896. NorCal departure, Alaska 1896 is with you 25,000 or 2,500 feet for 3,000.
Alaska 1896, NorCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain to flight level 190.
190, Alaska 1896.
Throw out a 123.575. We shouldn't be doing that at all. If there's any controllers that are doing that, we don't have frequencies that go beyond 2. It's like the radio sometimes will automatically default to that third digit after the decimal, but we definitely don't have any frequencies that go beyond 2 after the decimal. With his trees, yeah. Sometimes I have to. I don't like, honestly, like, I don't like saying tree, honestly. I think it's kind of overkill, but sometimes with certain people with the accents, I have to. Just because of understanding it. Like, I've noticed it with some of the foreign pilots, I have to use tree a little bit more because they'll confuse it a little bit too much with, they'll get 2 and 3 caught up with each other. I'm getting a controller in trouble. Well, somebody just, Jambo, you were just here, you were talking the other day about somebody telling you that you're not supposed to advise leaving an altitude, and that's definitely not true in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, we shouldn't be issuing a frequency like 123.575. Honestly, there's no way we should be issuing a frequency like that at all. It would be 123.57. If the radio, like, I know certain radios, I guess they'll, I don't, again, we're getting into pilot stuff now that I'm not 100% on, but I know that certain radios, I guess, will tune that like third digit to the right of the decimal, but I don't know why that happens or when and what certain circumstances that happens. Well, I'll make a mental note of it. Okay, yeah. Alaska 1896, contact Oakland Center 127.45.
Oakland Center 12745 for Alaska 1896.
Because they were sure it's happened, yeah. Okay.
Oakland Center,
Yeah, I'd be
Alaska
curious to know the details behind that.
Is 12,200 for 19,000.
Alaska 1896, Oakland Center, roger. Climb and maintain flight level 310.
310 for Alaska 1896.
mean, I have a sneaking suspicion of who it is, but we'll go there. So I guess Marcus has taken the next hour. He somehow, I guess, beat me to it on the
Sounds like
schedule.
ground Alaska 3494 request push onto Zulu.
Alaska 3494 San Jose ground pushback approved onto Zulu. Expect runway 30 right.
Approved for Zulu 30 right. Expecting for Alaska 3494.
Sorry about that unlisted web. I don't have you listed on regular, so and I don't know how to change the 10-second post either. So I see what you said here though. So yeah, it's just okay. So it's 15 kilohertz space frequencies as well as 8.33 kilohertz channels as shown on the charts on the page. XXX.X70 is not supported with that spacing. Yeah, some radio said 25 kilohertz or 8.33 kilohertz spacing. I mean, either way, you should still, even the radio though, if you're only getting the second decimal, which is all we should be giving as controllers, it's still, you should still pick us up on that frequency regardless of what the radio is doing. Again, you know, we're getting into technical things right now that make my head hurt. And honestly, it's like from a controller perspective, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. As long as you're getting onto that frequency somehow, even if it's showing you a third a decimal point to the right of the decimal or third digit to the right of the decimal, as long as you're on the frequency, that's all that matters to me. So the rest of it, you know, it's like, I guess it's just how the radio works. So whatever. Direct them planes into the Pentagon. Yeah. Well, that's a great idea. Go. That's fantastic. Purposely crash planes. Yeah. Well, I guess that worked for Marcus somehow. Oh, the salt. Yeah, I didn't even, honestly, I didn't see exactly how he managed to do that, but I don't know. So second decimal is 2 or 7. The third decimal will be 5. Yeah, and that's what I can recall seeing on some radios is how it just does that. Again, you know, for us, it does on the ATC side of things, it doesn't matter. It's still going to tune to the frequency you need to be on. You're still going to end up, you know, where you need to be. Mixed, yes, it is. Yeah, it's Plantronics H31 star set. It's just got a USB adapter that I have connected with a push to talk on it, and then I have a foot pedal as well down below, which I can use intermittently with this, just depending on what I feel like using. Both of them emulate the same key, so it talks to the software as the same key. They both emulate the F24 key, virtual key. Yeah, mixed. You can buy them online. Definitely, they're a little pricey. The SHS 235501 adapter in particular is a little pricey. You should be able to use your headset like from work. I don't know if they let you walk out the door with them at night or not, but the headset itself, it's just a quick disconnect. Same thing that you guys should have on yours as well. You guys just have the two prong. Was it the 3.5 millimeter jacks? The two-prong jacks. This is just a USB version of that, so it just links up to your computer through USB. They cost anywhere between like $120 to $100 or maybe $200 is like the steeper end that you'll find these for. I have found them for cheaper. Sometimes you'll get like refurbished ones that come up for sale every once and again. They're a little bit cheaper. Yep, they do. They make them with the USB as well. They also have, I think they also have ones that you can plug like directly into the smaller jacks on your computer too. What I prefer about the USB is it acts as its own sound device. So, because it's got like the was it the firmware inside of it? So, or the software I should say, I guess inside of it. So it's got its own like sound driver, which is good. That helps me, especially like with streaming as well as with segregating audio, having this as its own sound device. And then like the foot pedal I have too, foot pedal itself is it's from Delcom, and it also has its own like software and stuff, and it basically just I have a program I run called Joker. And I know there's other ones out there too that are probably pretty similar to the way Joker runs. But Joker will emulate a virtual key, so it doesn't lock your keyboard up, which is kind of nice. So I just have it set to emulate the F24 key, which is not on the keyboard, obviously, and that keeps the keyboard free so that, like, if I'm making changes to data blocks, it's not, holding down like a control key. Some controllers probably use like the right control key or the left control key to talk on the radio, like on VATSIM or, whatever you're happen to be controlling on. And that locks your keyboard up. You can't use the rest of your keyboard. So, if I'm making an amendment to a flight plan or, changing an interim altitude or something like that, I can actually still use the keyboard while simultaneously transmitting. So it doesn't, lock everything up, which is good. Joker software required. Something like it probably would be, so that you can emulate a virtual keystroke. So it doesn't necessarily have to be. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, Mix. Thanks, dude. Mix 3. Is that how you? I don't know if that's what you go by. Frank164. Also, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, guys. Welcome to the frequency. But yeah, it makes it good for use with this. It's I definitely prefer using this type of a headset over anything else for the ATC stuff, that's for sure. I've been using this for years. But it's nice too, because when I was going to school for this, when I was at UND for ATC, I could just take my headset in, and the quick disconnect, which is here, this quick disconnect, if I unplug this, it just, you guys won't hear me anymore if I unplug it, but I can just take the headset in, plug this into the two prong, and you can still use your headset. So that's the nice thing about it too. So you don't have to like go out and purchase a new headset.
Ground, Alaska 3494 with Alpha request taxi.
Alaska 3494 runway 30 right, taxi via Zulu Alpha 1.
34 right via Zulu Alpha 1, Alaska 3494.
Mixed, okay. Do I know Jerry Brown? No, I don't. Okay, we work with him. We used to teach at UND. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how long ago are we talking, because that name doesn't ring a bell.
Aircraft approach Malibu 765 Foxtrot Golf on the ground at Livermore, like pick up clearance to Santa Monica.
Remember, 765 Foxtrot Golf, NorCal departure. Good evening. Cleared from the Livermore Airport to Santa Monica Airport. As filed, maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 210. 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 125.35. Squawk 6445. Hold for release.
Clear to Santa Monica is filed 4,000. Flight level 210. 5 minutes after 12535. Squawk 6445. Hold for release. Malibu 5 Fox Golf.
Malibu 5 Foxtrot Golf. Readback correct. How soon until you're ready for departure?
I'm ready now. 5 Foxtrot Golf.
Malibu 5 Foxtrot Golf. Roger. Time 0139er. Clearance void if not off within 3 minutes. Released for departure.
3 minutes. 5 Foxtrot Golf.
So Livermore 3, that's going to take him out north and a little bit east away from San Jose. So I'm not worried about our departure coming out of San Jose at all. And he's ready to go now, so it won't even be an issue. More than 10 years ago, yeah, that's well before my time then. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about this for tomorrow. The schedule is, like, starting tomorrow night is wide open. And, well, I've got things planned. So after 6 o'clock tomorrow Central Time, it's not going to be good. And same goes for Friday, too, like, especially Friday evening. But there's a whole bunch of time that's going to be open if they don't get power back in the Northeast, so it's a little concerning. Just for normal gaming, yeah, I use mine for other things as well, not just for flight simulation or for air traffic. I can use this. I do have this set up to use when I fly as well. But I've used it for other games as well. I can set it up just to use with TeamSpeak. I can set it up to use just as its own sound device within a game as well. So you can use it as a gaming headset, which is kind of nice too, because it leaves your if you want to pump just the audio like from the controllers, or like if you're flying on VATSIM or something, if you want to just have the audio from the controllers come through your earpiece, that's all I get. So that's the nice thing. I can put the audio from the aircraft engines and stuff out the speakers and just have the controller in my earpiece. So it's a little bit more realistic. Or you can do the same thing with games. Have the audio from the games and then put the audio like for people speaking into your earpiece. So I can set it up to do that as well.
NorCal approach, Malibu 765 Foxtrot Golf, 1,100 for 4,000 Livermore 3.
Number 765 Foxtrot Golf, NorCal departure, ident. Malibu 5 Foxtrot Golf, radar contact 2 miles west of Livermore Airport, Oakland, altimeter 29908. Climb and maintain 6,000.
6,000, 908, 5 Foxtrot Golf.
Unlisted web, yeah, that's. I remember when you did that the other night. Does the Plantronics work well with glasses? Yeah, the cool thing about the Plantronics headsets are, if you happen to notice too, I think Marcus has the clip. There's like this little white clip which helps hold to your glasses a little better if you actually wear glasses. So I know a couple people that use that from our facility. that actually have glasses. So yeah, they do make a little clip for it. Again, the price of the headset would probably turn most people away from purchasing it. Again, they normally don't sell these headsets to individuals. So if you find places like headset companies that sell them, usually they're selling in bulk to call centers, like Amazon or something like that. They normally, like, they've contacted me. I've placed an order for like an individual thing before from these places, and they've contacted me back and said, we don't do this. Like, we don't normally fulfill orders just for a single item. They encourage people to order in bulk. So, I mean, you might get a little pushback from certain companies depending on where you find it from. If you can find them on eBay or something, every once and again, refurbished models will come up on eBay. Usually those are okay. I know some people who've had some problems with those where they don't work. But yeah, the price alone is usually enough to turn people away from purchasing these headsets. It's just I've always wanted one, and I've had mine for years. The one thing that these SHS 2355 adapters, these things will break quite often. So I go through probably one of these every 2 years, at least. Malibu 5, Foxtrot Golf contact, NorCal departure 120.905.
20.905, Foxtrot Golf.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Mixed is check with a facility if you have a contact at one or something. I used to pick up my earpieces and stuff from Chicago Approach, going in there.
765 Foxtrot Golf, 5,300.
Number 765 Foxtrot Golf, NorCal departure, Roger. Climb and maintain flight level 190.
190, 5 Foxtrot Golf.
Malibu 5 Foxtrot Golf, proceed direct to Pinoche, rest of route unchanged.
Pinoche, 5 Foxtrot Golf.
Can pull him off the departure now. Yeah, I used to pick up like the voice tubes. I'd get extra voice tubes and extra earpieces from Chicago Approach when I used to go in there, because they always have them laying around and stuff. So I would just pick them up. It's the headset itself probably cost me like $30. The headset is pretty cheap, but the adapter is where the actual cost is. Those cost a little bit more. Like I said, anywhere between like 130 to 200 or so is where I usually find the prices for these things. And I'm not sure. I don't know if they're still producing this headset or even the adapter for that matter, because I know that they're moving into new stuff. They have the H81 TriStar. Excuse me. The H81 TriStar is another one which controllers like to use, which also works with the quick disconnect. It's got a little bit of a different feel to it, and it's also got a different earpiece as well. Yeah, the controller dispatch one I would highly recommend that one. That's a little pricey though, $82 for that. I definitely got mine cheaper than that. The CD version has a thinner wire, which is actually a little bit more comfortable. It kind of sits better like on clothing and stuff, and it doesn't like, it's the thicker wire on the regular H31 always bothered me because when you move around your head, it tends to get caught up and it's very stiff. So it can kind of like cause your ear to get a little uncomfortable. So I always prefer the CD version. I would definitely recommend looking for that controller dispatch version because it does have a thinner wire.
San Jose Tower, Alaska 3494, ready for departure 30 right.
Alaska 3494, San Jose Tower, runway 30 right, cleared for takeoff, wind 170 at 11.
Cleared for takeoff 30 right, Alaska 3494.
Almost wonder if the bay is going to be turning the boat here, because I just happened to catch that the wind shifted at San Jose, and it looks like they've gone to the 12s now for sure. So I'm not going to say anything, Jambo, unless you want to go to the 12s. But we're going to have to change. I think we'll have to change the departure procedure in that case. Actually, let me see what the ATIS is showing. What's up, Embraer 175 pilot? How's it going? I'm curious. Do you get paid to control in PilotEdge? I've heard a rumor, but I haven't found any evidence. Yes, I do. This is a full-time job for me. The problem that you're going to run into, Mixed, and you'll have to run this by if you happen to be involved with NATCA, you may run into an issue with that because that was some of the issue that occurred with some previous controllers that were beginning to get involved here. Some real world guys were starting to get involved, and then NATCA basically ruled that getting paid to do ATC in any other form or fashion, whether it be virtual or not, was going to be considered breach of contract. So you're definitely going to want to run that by your FAC rep to check on that if that's the case. And I don't know, I haven't heard any recent decisions made on that. Just that this was probably from about 4 or 5 years ago. We had a group of controllers that were they had gotten their start on VATSIM, so they were very familiar with providing this type of service, especially on a virtual level with the top-down aspect and top-down nature of it. And they wanted to do it for extra pay, but yeah, they were all part of NATCA, and NATCA said this is not okay. So. I mean, doing it volunteer-wise, that's a different story, but I would check with your FAC rep just to be certain if you're involved in NATCA. Contract hours, so you're not NATCA members. Okay. All right, well, in that case, then, that probably wouldn't be an issue. Alaska 3494, contact NorCal departure.
Going to departure, Alaska 3494.
Started training for ATC for VATSIM just for fun. Nice. Okay.
Soka departure, Alaska 3494, 4,000 climbing 5,000.
Alaska 3494, NorCal departure, radar contact. 10 minutes or so, guys. Marcus is going to take over for an hour. I don't know if he's going to stream. I somehow doubt it. I'll check on traffic levels throughout the hour and see how things go, and I'll consider coming back to stream in an hour. Alaska 3494, climb and maintain 17,000.
Up to 17,000, Alaska 3494.
Yeah, I will Falcon for sure. Yeah, I'm going to talk to him in just a few minutes here. So once hopefully we'll be able to coordinate over Discord, I guess, since the TeamSpeak is down. Okay, so we just bought American off of LA. He is IAPT off inappropriate altitude for direction of flight. So I'm going to talk to him about that. Geneva was just running that by me. And actually, I'm not sure what he's climbing to right now, 32.7. We'll talk to him once he checks in here with us, see what he wants to do. Yeah, that was a flight strip print. I've got the Fido strip printer. That's down for it.
Albuquerque, Center American 343, flight level 320.
American 343 Albuquerque Center, roger. For direction of flight, recommend flight level 330 or 310.
Can we get 310?
American 343, roger. Descend and maintain flight level 310. I'll show that as your new final.
All right, down to descend and maintain flight level 310, Mark 343.
I have control from Geneva to change the altitude here, so if you guys are wondering here, I just picked him up and he's still not within our sector, he's still within LA, but I do have control. You guys aren't hearing any of that because it's being done through text right now, since the TeamSpeak is down. Well, it's not a real strip printer. No, it's just the sound because for me it just serves as a audio reminder that I've got somebody that just filed a flight plan out of one of our towered airports. So I was just taking a look at this guy's flight plan here too. So he filed out of Fresno for Hayward. Alaska AT96, contact LA Center 133.55, so long.
3355, have a great night, Alaska 1896.
Remember, 5 Foxtrot Golf, contact Oakland Center 128.7.
28.7, 5 Foxtrot Golf. Oakland, Malibu, 765 Foxtrot Golf, flight level 190.
Remember, 765 Foxtrot Golf, Oakland Center, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Flight level 210, 765 Foxtrot Golf.
Realized I forgot to change my stream title too, so you guys are seeing something from Tuesday, I think. That's my fault. So you guys, Marcus should be here in a couple minutes, so we'll just brief out with him. I'll pay attention to traffic here through the course of the next hour. I may decide to come back on at the top of the hour if it's looking okay for a little bit. We'll see. If I don't pop back on, I will be on tomorrow afternoon for sure. So I think I'm slated in at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So we'll do an afternoon stream tomorrow, just to see how that goes. I'm not scheduled as of now to work past 6 o'clock tomorrow night. I do have an hour actually from 9 to 10 too, but I want to try to get some work done with some of the streaming stuff on the back end tomorrow night. That's going to be kind of dependent though, I guess, on this power outage situation and our staffing conditions tomorrow. Friday's going to be interesting too. Not really sure what's going on there. So I don't plan on streaming any PilotEdge content on Friday night. I'm planning a VATSIM stream at 7 p.m. For Minneapolis Center. So again, I guess we'll just play that by ear as well. But right now, that's the plan. I think Pittsburgh has FNO, Cleveland Center tomorrow night. And then the following week, we have FNO in Minneapolis, so that should be pretty good. Where do you get the sector files? The facilities should have those on their website, on their downloads or something. They should have those available to you. That's where normally I would be looking for that.
Fresno clearance, Twin Cessna 2634 Kilo IFR to Hayward.
Number 2634 Kilo, Fresno clearance on request, standby. Need to get this guy in a departure procedure, I just realized that. Cessna 34 Kilo, cleared to Hayward Airport, Yosemite 2 departure, vectors to join Victor 230, that is filed. Maintain 8,000, departure frequency 119.6, squawk 2607.
Cleared to Hayward via Yosemite 2, vectors to Victor 230, then as filed, climb and maintain 8,000. Departure 119.6, squawk 2607, 34 Kilo.
Twin Cessna 34 Kilo, read back, correct?
Hey man, what'd you break?
I don't know. Something manages to break every time I get on, it seems, lately.
I'm ready when you're ready.
Okay. I'm on a stream too. I didn't think you were probably not going to stream for an hour unless I figured I'd ask. I guess some people were asking about it, so.
I can.
Because I'll probably come back on and stream after this hour anyway. So, I mean, I guess if you want to, I can just throw everyone your way for now. There's got 25 people on right now.
Sure, I'll log in.
Okay. Okay, guys. I guess Marcus, we have convinced him to get on and stream for a little bit. So you guys, I'll send you guys over his way for a little
Twin
bit.
Cessna 2634 Kilo, general aviation parking, ready to taxi with Mike.
All right. 30 at 5. I got to figure out what direction Fresno's in. I think they would be 2 9s in this configuration, but the wind is kind of shifting. So yeah, they actually are not. So that's interesting. 1-1 right it is. Twin Cessna 2634 Kilo, ground runway 11 right, taxi via Bravo 8 Bravo.
Runway 11 right via Bravo 8 Bravo, 34 Kilo.
Switch up the ATIS here to. Okay, just let me know when you're ready.
I am up and running for everything.
Okay. Looks like the bay is starting to turn east right now. San Francisco was just 2 8s before. Oakland, I have not really looked closely at right now. They may still be west. San Jose is 12s. Fresno is 11s. So you heard the guy taxiing out there. 34 Kilo is going to 11 right at Fresno. 2 in the air in Oakland, November 765 Foxtrot Golf is Oakland South Low, 210 on course, Alaska 3494 is on 21.3. I can switch him to 28.7 as well, 17,000. American 343, flight level 310 on course, Albuquerque East. Correction, Albuquerque West, hi. That's all I've got so far. questions?
No, I've got no questions that not come through.
Alaska 3494, contact Oakland Center 128.7.
No, I've got no questions.
28.7, Alaska 3494.
All right, your control, AJ. All right, so what I'm going to do is throw you guys over to Marcus for a little bit.
Oakland Center, Alaska 3494, 17,000.
So I'll see you guys in like an hour.
3494 Oakland Center, Roger, Monterey, altimeter 3000.
3000, Alaska 3494.
What's up, Finbar? How's it going? Yeah, I'll see you guys in like an hour. All right, he should be on for a little bit. So yeah, I'll just keep tabs on the traffic here, and I should be back in an hour. So say hi to Marcus for me. Talk to you guys in a little bit.
Send you a DM.